We're back in three,
Oh,
two.
Can we do something crystal related? Let's grab crystals.
We're back in.
Oh wait, I didn't say it. We're back in 3, 2,
1.
Well, if you don't know already what this video is, we are doing our first ever crystal haul. We are taking you into our humble abodes, so our bedrooms, and we are showing you
Our crystal collection.
To us, they're special. I was going to say they're not special, they're not big crystals or whatever. To us, they're special though. We were drawn to some of them a lot, well, both of us. There's first pieces in there.
You might see like a reoccurring crystal
Or
in
two.
a few.
Especially for Leah.
No.
Without further ado,
Let's head to Matt's house and see his crystals.
ooh, come visit me. The guests are here. Come, meet my crystals. This is my bedroom and this is where I keep all my crystals. For everyone that is into crystals and things like that, they probably have them scattered at their house. When I used to live by myself, I had like a hall table that I had them all on. Leah helped me set it up. But I've condensed them all to my room so I feel extra zen everywhere. But I play around with them a lot and I do different placements. But coming across here, I only have 2 on this little dressing table here. This is one of my favorites. It's a clear quartz point. I leave it on top of my tarot deck because I heard or read somewhere that you really need a point when dealing with a tarot deck because it rids it of energy, so it clears it out for the next read and things like that. I'm still learning about the tarot. I don't really know them. It is sitting on a crystal, which I believe, I don't know if it's clear quartz, but I found it. It was a cheese board. So I use it. Leah's laughing behind the camera. What's funny?
I believe it's a cheese board, but I use
It
it
came
as a
with,
crystal.
yeah, it came with a little knife. It says it was a crystal. Anyway, this was a little geode that Leah and I got in a video. That is a smoky quartz. Coming down to this little area here, I have my geode, my first geode pair that I purchased of clear quartz. I believe the way they sit either helps you bring in energy or gets rid of energy. And then Leah bought me this crystal, which we can't for the life of us remember what it is. However, I remember what it's for, and it's to enhance the crystals around it. So that's why I've put it here, because I really want it to help those bad boys. But these are really cool because they're a pair, like they actually sit together. Moving on up, we have another little section of crystals. This is my tourmaline. Tourmaline's great for protection. My mum actually purchased me this. You're supposed to hang it around your neck. Purchased it for me when I was coming out to her. And she went into this store in Glebe and just said to the guy, I want something for my son to give him protection. And this is what he gave me. And that was literally actually, I lied. That was my first crystal because that came before. And I remember saying to Leah when I met her, I was like, oh, you might know what this is then. That was my first crystal. Here I have my 2 balls. And the red one there is strawberry obsidian, which I am absolutely obsessed with that one. And then fluoride as well. Fluoride's really good. I was just drawn to it, and a lot of them I was drawn to, but I just really like it. I don't know, Leah used to look at me and I would like go like this, and she'd be like, why do you do that? And then she got her own and she was like, I understand why you do that. This black piece here is obsidian. This is black obsidian. It's just a really raw piece. I just thought it was cool. Again, one of the first purchases, but it's just awesome. I also have green obsidian / clear obsidian. I don't know exactly. It looks like glass because it's extremely see-through.
And it's a weapon.
So sharp. Like, honestly. Celestite. It is celestite. Yeah. Celestite. This is like a really, apparently it's like an ancient crystal and it's just really good. And there was one in my yoga class and I don't really know exactly, but apparently it was really good. So I bought it. And I find that these types of crystals, like, not so much a polished ball when we get over to my other like little area, but little ones are great because you can just hold them. I take it to work, I take it everywhere. Whereas like this guy has never left the house because he's like,
Fragile.
ginormous. Yeah. Anyway, this here is a nice big chunk of rose quartz. I feel like every person needs a bit of love in their life. That's what that one's really good for. Leah will probably talk about it, but she is obsessed with rose quartz. But yeah, so they're good for self-love, relationships, a lot of things like that. Do Google if you're into crystals, because Google helps a lot. I then have this little section here, which I have a few. I'll bring this guy over. I have my oracle cards, which sit beside me at night because they are good to sleep next to. But on top, I've recently just been putting my Bloodstone on top of that one. The Bloodstone is my birthstone, being like an Aries. But it's quite cool. It's got like green and stuff in it. So I just sit that on top of my oracle cards, but I'll bring him back over and let him join the party. These are my smaller crystals. I come here to just grab like a crystal on the run. I'll mention this guy here. So this one here it's got obsidian in it, copper and silver. I don't remember what it was called, but it's to deter negative and bad energies away. And they say to leave it with your crystals. I forget the name. Psychic protection. Yeah, psychic protection, a lot of things like that. So I purchased that and that just sits there, but it's obsidian, copper and silver inside. I remember that. I'll go around the outside. This is jasper, that's lapis. Don't know what that is. That's rose quartz. That's my Bloodstone there. This is really cool. I got this down in Milton when I went down on my weekend away. And that's blue obsidian, which is really cool. This here is my ametrine. This is my ametrine, but it broke into 3 pieces. The other 2 pieces, I buried them. But I just have a feeling that I need to bury this one and get a new one. I just feel that that's what needs to happen. This is howlite here. I don't know what this is. If anyone knows what this is, I picked it up at Crystal Expo when we went like over a year ago. You shine the light on it, you can really see the green through it. So it's a really cool piece. Okay, so moving around here, we have another tiger's eye, which my friend bought for me, which is really nice. It's just a good chunk. This is a polished rose quartz because I was really drawn to Leah's one, so I purchased my own. I don't know why, I'm just really drawn to the polished. This is a raw piece, which when I purchased it, obviously I was drawn to a rose quartz. Again, I don't know what this is from the Crystal Expo. This is an amethyst charm, which I have the necklace for. Smoky quartz, which Leah got me. Again, really good. It's a point. They're quite useful. Just for tarot stuff. Lapis, so this is really good for friendship. So I bought Leah a matching one, so we both have lapis. It's really good for communication. It's really good for friendship, but I bought a really nice chunk for my sister because it's really good to help with like studying and focus and stuff like that. This is a green adventurine, which is really good. This was a bit of a weird story, but so she handed me 2 of these and was like, you know, this will help you sleep, and it had nothing to do with me, but I was like, I know exactly why you're handing me this, and it was for Leah. So green adventurine, and what was this?
I've got no idea.
She did tell me what this was. I can't remember. I've got a really beautiful piece of tiger's eye, which I just love carrying around. It's super good for protection, and I feel so protected with it. Bought a piece of selenite, really good for health and really good for manifestation as well. This is glass palm stone. I have never seen one like it. If you hold it to the light, it actually goes like clear browny color. It is so cool. I love the fact that I've never seen it. I don't even care if it's a real crystal or not. I love it. It's just sick. It's literally just sick. At the back here, I have ametrine, a raw piece of lapis, which is really sick. And then moonstone, a really nice good chunk of moonstone. Last but not least is probably my favorite crystal that I have. This is amethyst. It's the tiniest piece of amethyst. Like, to me, I was so drawn to this crystal. We were at House of Intuition in LA, and I just remember it was the first time it was on the shelf, and I was like, oh cool, amethyst is here. And I looked at this one and it was darker than the rest, and you know, it was like, not the smallest, but it was like one of the smaller ones. And I picked it up, I was like, oh my God, this amethyst is sick. And I remember I went to put it back down and I was like, no. I was like, literally no. I was like, okay, I've got to buy this. And I remember like, I would sleep with it, and it was just like, I don't know why, but this piece of amethyst is just, like, honestly my favorite crystal. So on that, I will also show you my tarot deck and my oracle cards here as well. I have the Rider-Waite tarot deck. It's like honestly the most simple, So I did a little bit of research. I was never going to buy a tarot deck. I actually was going to buy it for a friend. I did buy it for a friend. And I took them to her for her 21st birthday, and she was like, oh my God, like I already have a deck. And she just looked at me, she goes, but I think that means that this deck is for you. And I was like, okay, that's interesting, because I did research and I thought, yeah, no, it'd be good to have one that's easy to read. And then when I looked, I was like, I love how like these cards are just like so clear and just so simple. And it was funny because she said, oh, her friend has this deck and that she really likes it. So you can see that they're just super simple. I had them in my cupboard for so long and I never pulled them out. They were honestly sitting there for how long, Leah?
For ages. Like
ages. And her friend said to her, like, she really loves this book, and it was such a good book, but I waited so long for it. I got it ordered in. And this book is just awesome. If people want to know, this is the receipt. It was $24.99 from Dimmix, because it's just like, it's really clear on like the meanings of things, and just like the layout. Like it tells you if it's, you know, if this card's relating to a person or to you or to a situation. This is my Oracle deck. I wanted one of these for a while, and I didn't really do much research on anyone's like different decks and things like that. However, I was at the market and I walked past this shop and I was like, oh, like I tried to pick the lady's brain, because I said to her, oh, how did you pick, like, do you have multiple? And she's like, yeah, I've got a few. And I was like, how did you, pick one for yourself? And she was like, oh, I was just drawn to it. So she said, I've got all these decks open. She goes, just let me know and I'll show you them. And I was like, okay, cool. And I wasn't really drawn to any of them. There was one with cats on it and I was like, kind of cool. But then I was like, oh, okay. I was like, and I pointed to that one and I was like, oh, that one. And she's like, oh, she goes, that's the only one that I don't have open. She said, that's just one. She goes, I don't know why I bought this deck. She goes, but I bought one and I brought it to the shop today. She's like, it's the only one I don't have open. She's like, it's the only one that I have. And I was like, okay. She's like, is there any other? To be honest, no. I was like, that's the only one that I'm like drawn to. She goes, well, maybe that's your deck. When she said she had no idea, she doesn't normally carry this person or whatever it was, I was just like, okay, you bought it for a reason, and the reason was for me. Again, they're nothing fancy or, crazy, but like the pictures are just super like clear and the meanings on them. On a side note, if you guys, I was thinking about doing just like little picker cards, like in the sense of what you need to know. Oracle deck style though, nothing elaborate, literally flipping the card. That's apparently what you needed to know if you picked 1, 2, 3, or 4. I was thinking about doing that with these cards. So let me know if you're interested. Let me know in the comments below if it's something that you would be interested in participating on the channel. So I hope you guys like the crystals that I have. However, I know another crystal fanatic that also is part of this channel. So let's go check out her collection. Shoo!
Hi! To see my crystals. I'm here to give you a haul of my crystals, and as you can see, we've got a lot of them. Let's start over here first. So this is my desk where most of the Matt and Leah editing from my half is done. Here we have the lapis that Matt brought me, which is a matching piece to his one. He actually said an intention in it, and he never told me what it is. So every time I cleanse them underneath the full moon or the new moon, I always say, whatever the intention is, please let it come true, because I trust him. This is actually a piece that I got from our secret, well, it's not really a secret, but like our super amazing crystal store, which is where most of my crystals are from. And no one knows what it is, which I think is so cool because it's so sparkly, and yeah, I really like it. Over here we have pretty much just these big chunks of crystals. That is clear obsidian, and then we have clear quartz. We have an amethyst, which is not polished. None of these are polished. And this, are they polished? This is half polished, half not polished. Thank you, cameraman. I literally can't think for the life of me what this is called, but all I know is I went into the crystal shop and we have a really cool lady that we love, and I literally said to her, I need something that can heal me, and she said, okay, take this, because when you put this with other crystals, it amplifies them and it will help you heal. So that's what I got. I have a rose quartz tree, which one of my friends brought me. I have a piece of selenite which was given to me also. Then I have, so I used to, like Matt used to sit there and do this all the time with his fluoride, and I never understood because I was never drawn to fluoride. And then recently, this is my most recent crystal, I went to the crystal shop and I saw it, and literally from across the room it kept looking at me, and I was like, okay, it's fine. I picked it up, I saw the price, and I put it back down. And then I went around again and I picked it up, I saw the price, and I put it back down. And then when I went to the cash register, they were like, oh, do you want anything else? And I literally was like, yep. And I took it, and I love this so much that sometimes I sleep with it and sometimes it falls out and scares the shit out of me in the middle of the night, but I love it. So my geo set that we have a vlog of doing, where it came like this and we didn't know what was in the middle, except mine is kind of smoky quartz. I don't really know what it is, but it's very cloudy. Anyway, so coming over here, I will show you my rose quartz collection. So I love rose quartz. Ever since I was little, I've been drawn to them and obsessed. So I recently brought this one, which is super cool. It's a polished one. I only have one other polished rose quartz. Anyway, so then I have, this was my very first massive crystal, which now doesn't look that massive, but this was my big chunk of rose quartz that I got, and I literally lived for this. I used to sleep with these and another rose quartz underneath my pillow every single night, and I would wake up and one was here and one was here, and it wasn't comfortable. And then obviously I've got my big chunk, and they're with my Buddhas, which Matt loves.
I do.
That I got from America. Then over here I just have my salt lamp and my selenite lamp, as well as this magical pineapple that Matt got me because I'm obsessed. And they just have tiny little crystals in there. So I have some goldstone, I have some celestite, I have another piece of rose quartz, I have ametrine, and I have this one, which starts with L. If I find the name, I'll put it on there. Every time I'm given crystals, because everyone knows that I love them, so for my birthday they buy me little ones and stuff, they're either in this, or I will show you where I keep them, which is hanging over my bed. I have this chunk of black obsidian, which is awesome for psychic protection and just for protection in general. I have moonstone, I have blue kyanite, and then Matt brought me, so when I went to, I've never been drawn to amethyst, if I'm being honest with you, and when I went to our crystal shop, I was in love with this piece of amethyst. Like, I love it. There's like a triangle in the middle, goes down in a V. I absolutely love it. And I don't know why I just never got it, because I was like, look how small it is, like, what am I gonna do with it? Anyway, Matt, every time he went since then, I kept saying to him, is my amethyst still there? Is my amethyst still there? And then he surprised me and he brought it for me, and I love it so much that I keep it with me in Missy. Anyway, and then when I went to Europe last year, I found these awesome pieces of a slice of some crystal that I'm not sure about, but I saw it and was obsessed with it. Yeah, apparently he is. And then I have this awesome purple piece that I couldn't put down, and it's kind of like a cave. Does it look like a cave to you? Like, I really like it. Anyway, out of all these crystals, I'd have to say that my rose quartz are my favorite. Rose quartz is amazing for bringing in love, self-love, giving love, any type of love. And it's also good for healing, and it's just like a big love bug. Anyway, if you come over here, at my little crystals that I have that I didn't know what to do with them, I hang them over my bed. So we have citrine in one of them, which is also my stone. Is it my stone? Yeah, it's my stone for November. Look at me, guys, looking like I know everything about crystals. I've got no idea. So citrine is my stone for November, the month of November. I'm a Sagittarius. Then I have some black onyx, which is really good for protection as well. And then I also have some smoky quartz and clear quartz. And then underneath my pillow, I have these bad boys. So I sleep with this crystal, which Matt gave me. He went to the crystal shop and a lady put these two in his hand and said that these are good for sleep. That was good for sleep. This was good for joy.
Yeah, something.
For bringing in joy. So, and she actually gave him 2 of both, and she didn't realize, so she had 4 crystals in her hand and gave that to him. And that week I found it really hard to sleep. I was struggling so hard. And I have rose quartz because I once heard that if you sleep with rose quartz underneath your pillow or underneath your bed, you're sleeping on love. And then I also have a love heart-shaped gold stone. And then I have over here, this is tricky because I don't really know what this one is, but so that's gold stone and that brings peace. So sometimes I wear it like that. And this one, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a type of orange jade. This brings positive thinking. So the two together, quite the ultimate. I also wear, I will leave the name below because I don't remember what it's called, but I wear this, and this is really good for emotional balance. So sometimes it's just like it helps you kind of just refocus your emotions and think with your higher self and not your ego. So some people tend to get really angry straight away, which I can be guilty of sometimes, and that is with me thinking with my head and my ego rather than my higher self. And so I wear this to kind of keep me grounded. I also have oracle cards. They're also angel cards, and they're very worn and tattered in this silk satin little bag that I got because I actually was drawn to these cards when I was 8 years old. I walked into a crystal shop with my mum and her friend because my mum loves burning incense. Always we have something burning in our house, and I saw these, and I didn't actually, at first I didn't actually see the cards inside. I just saw the front of it and I was so drawn to it because it has wings, and everyone knows that I love wings. Well, if you don't, I love wings, especially butterfly wings. So then the lady came up to me and she showed me the cards, and I was like blown away because they're purple, which is just beautiful, but the side of them is gold. And I could not put down these cards. I literally was standing there for 30 minutes and I was just like looking at these cards like this. And the lady actually said to my mum that she should buy them for me because I was so drawn to them. And my mum was kind of like, oh, I don't know. She didn't know if I was opening something up or anything like that, but she ended up getting them for me. And it's funny because when I chose them, they said that I can pick a crystal. And I don't remember this, but my mum said that the crystal that I picked was pink. And it turns out that it was actually a rose quartz. And that rose quartz is in my niece Aria's room. Thanks for visiting my crystals, guys. And now cue to the outro. Well, there you have it, guys.
That is our crystal collection. We hope you enjoyed seeing us show you what crystals we have
and what we're drawn to.
I can pretty much guarantee that it is only gonna grow.
Yeah, like I don't know, for me I'm quite pushed for space, but we can just start making the house a crystal museum.
I don't know, lately I have been loving the little ones, like not
like that size.
Yeah, like smaller ones, or like this sort of stuff where it's like
it's quick and easy.
You grab it, you can take it, you know. It's not
my fluoride.
Yeah, like it's small. Like it's not small, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like you can just grab it and
you can put it in your bag. Recently I've been putting my amethyst in my bag for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of a hefty chunk of amethyst.
Yeah. It's also like
weapon.
Yeah, not that we use it like that.
Mass destruction.
Hope that you enjoyed it, and we hope that you learned something new about the crystals if you didn't know that.
Please do let us know if you enjoyed this video down in the comments below. Also let us know if you want us to go into more detail or things like that when it comes to crystals. We don't know a lot. We are obviously willing to learn a lot more, and we will learn a lot more along the way. But there's just, if there's something you want to know, questions or something like that, feel free to like hit us up on our Instagram or leave a comment down below. Any video ideas that you want to see as well with when it comes to crystals, or maybe another haul when we get more crystals.
Yeah, or anything like in regards to like spirituality or anything like that.
Yeah, you know, pick cards, or we can use, you know, our decks and stuff like that. So
we can only go off our experience because obviously we're not psychics or anything like that, but we can go into detail on why we were drawn to certain crystals and why we got them.
Yes.
And yeah, a very interesting fact is that me and Matt generally, we don't go in there thinking, okay, I want a piece of selenite, for example. We don't go in there and say that. We just go in there, we have a look.
We
and
literally, we walk around like 4 or 5
Like
times.
sharks.
So anyway, if there's
It's our
crystal
little
spirituality stuff you want to see, do let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
Other than that, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe button, and while you're there, hit those posts.
Ooh.
And while you're there, hit those post notifications and let us know what you think of the videos.
Yes. And until then, we will see you on Monday.
Crystal out.
Bye. Should that be our new thing? Not peace out, crystal out.
Crystal out. Bye.
Bye.